Yes, Mataji.
Let's start.
Yeah. Yes, Mataji.
शील प्रभुपाद की जय, अंत कोटि वैष्णवृंद की जय। नमस्ते नरसिंहाय प्रहलाद लाददायिनि हिरण्या कशिपूर्वक्षः शीलाटङ्कालखाल्या हे हितो नरसिंहो प्रगतो नरसिंहो यतो यतो यामि ततो नरसिंहो महे नरसिंहो हृदये नरसिंहो नरसिंहामदिं शरणं प्रपदे तव करकमलवरे नाकाम् अद्भुतशृङ्गार ललिता हिरण्यकशिपु तनुभृङ्गा केशवद्रीता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरहरि जय नरहरि जय नरहरि जय नरहरि जय 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 प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज। श्री श्री नरसिंह भगवान की जय। प्रहलाद महाराज की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। शील प्रभुपाद की जय।
Thank you so much, Mataji. Wonderful, beautiful prayers.
Thank you, Guruji.
Yeah. Okay, so Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanasalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sriyuta Padakamalam Sri Guru Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Sri Visakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Krupa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Narayanam Namaskritya नरंश्चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी. So Hare Krishna. So thank you all devotees for joining. We are discussing introduction to Srimad Bhagavatam. So anyone remember what we discussed in the last session?
Prabhu, in the last session, the main discussion was on um, the absolute and the Mayavadi and the Mayavadis and the Vedantis. No, sorry. The one who believe Lord is the absolute, complete whole, and the other belief that no, he is not. And there was a long discussion on the example of 10 minus 1 is equal to 10 and 10 minus 1 is equal to 9.
Exactly. Very good. So theory of emanations and theory of illusion. Yeah, so that is the one, and we discussed, and of course there is a great debate went on. A lot of confusion also happened, and then Yamuna Vilas Prabhu, that day after the session, he has given a beautiful explanation in the group. Hope everyone read it and understood. But please save that explanation. Yeah. And then Atul Prabhu asked for, he confused with the 10 and 1, these things, and I mentioned to him. So I will explain separately. Anyway, so those things, that particular bit. Okay, so after completing the full introduction, so we'll revisit with a simple explanation. Yeah, but I request everyone, to save Yamuna Prabhu's explanation, for future reference. If we don't save it, after a month, if you read it again, you can't recollect. So that example is very, very important. Okay, so we can discuss without 10:1 also. That's not a problem. Yeah, but I humbly request everyone, to save that explanation for future references. Okay, so now actually, so in the introduction, today I requested Imavilas Prabhu to explain Lord Chaitanya's conversation with Srila Ramananda Rai. Yeah, in South India tour, the Lord met Ramananda Rai. So that bit, Imavilas Prabhu he will explain. So before that, so the given is what is the Lord's strategy? Shankaracharya's Mayavadi philosophy. Yeah. So Shankaracharya, Sripada Shankaracharya, Rudra Sampradaya is a bona fide Sampradaya. Sripada Shankaracharya is Swayam Lord Shiva himself. Okay. But why Lord instructed Shankaracharya to teach Mayavadi philosophy? Because Mayavadi philosophy is based on more impersonalism. Yeah. So they meditate upon the impersonal, concept of the Lord, and the personal form of the Lord is they consider as with mundane concepts. What is the reason the Lord instructed Sripada Shankaracharya to teach Mayavadi philosophy? This is the bit, first we will discuss, because this explanation is given in the introduction session, which currently we are discussing. Anyone has any idea? Anyone would throw some light on that one?
Was it to get people away from the atheist philosophy of Buddhism? Because just before Shankara turned up, there was Buddhism.
Luka Prabhu, you are perfectly correct.
Thank you.
Very nice. That's perfectly correct. Yeah. In one of our previous sessions, we discussed why Buddhism evolved. Yeah, the reason behind Buddhism, isn't it? Yeah, those days before Buddhism, in the name of Vedas, Brahmanas are doing some unwanted, animal sacrifice, and so the community is degraded so much. So to save Brahmanism, the Lord decided to appear as Buddha and you know uh, re- teach people that so don't trust Vedas. Okay, so ahimso paramo dharma. Yeah, reject Vedas. Okay, until and unless Lord say you reject Vedas, otherwise the people are not ready to reject Vedas. Okay, and this animal sacrifices are unwanted, animal sacrifices are going on continuously, and the people are getting degraded. So that's why the only option is reject Vedas. Only one. And I have given the example. If the wall, if there is one scratch, we can repair. If there are two scratches, we can repair. If the whole wall is completely disturbed and about to fall down, if you touch, there is no other way than replacing the wall completely with a new wall. Okay, that's what Buddhism. Now what happened, people completely rejected Vedas and they started following Buddhism. So now we should bring them back to the normal. Okay, and all at a stretch, if you try to teach the personal form of Lord, yeah, and deity worship, getting up early in the morning and worshipping deities and decoration, all those things, yeah, that's too much for the people. So slowly the Lord trying to bring the people back to Vedas. So that's why in between Dvaita and Buddhism, first the Lord instructed Sripad Shankaracharya, you go and preach Mayavadam. Okay, and it's the explanation given here. What it is written, the Lord further added that Mayavada philosophy taught by Sripad Shankaracharya is an imaginary explanation of Vedas, but it had to be taught by Shankaracharya because he was ordered to teach it by personality of Godhead. In the Padma Purana, it is stated that personality of Godhead ordered his lordship Shiva to deviate the human race from him. Means from personality of Godhead. Yeah, the personality of Godhead was to be so covered so that people would be encouraged to generate more and more population. His Lordship Shiva said to be Devi, in Kali Yuga I shall preach Mayavada philosophy, which is nothing but clouded Buddhism in the garb of Brahmana. So basically, from Buddhism to bring them back to Vedas, in between this Mayavadi philosophy, the impersonalism was taught by Shankaracharya. That's perfect. Thank you so much, Luke Prabhu. And after that, South India tour. So the Lord went on South India tour, and he met Ramandraya on the banks of Godavari. And I have given the question also: who is Ramandraya? So he is a minister of Pratapudra Gajapati, and he is a governor to that West Godavari, that twin Godavari districts. And Lord met him on the banks of Godavari. And now there is a beautiful conversation between Ramandraya and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu happened. And I will hand over to Yamuna Prabhu. Yamuna Prabhu, could you please explain?
Hare Krishna, Dandat Pranam. So before I begin, I would just like to say Prabhuji said that I gave an explanation in the group about that theory of emanation and theory of illusion. Actually, I didn't give any explanation. I just quoted Prabhupada's explanation, and Prabhuji already explained it very nicely to all of us. So yeah, so there was nothing special that I did. I just thought of letting all of us know. Okay, so today I'll just briefly summarize the conversation between Ramananda Rai and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was on the tour of South India, As we all know that Ramananda Rai is governor of Madras and also minister in King Pratap Rudra's kingdom. So here, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, like whatever I'm explaining is based on the introduction that Prabhupada gave. So here, actually, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu mentioned about Varnashram Dharma. So what is Varnashram Dharma? Varnashram Dharma is basically the four Varnas, which are like uh, the four castes and then the four orders of human life. So four castes and four orders of human life. So four castes is like Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra. Brahmans are like Brahmanical, those who are imparting Vedic spiritual knowledge and education. So they are Brahmanical class. And then there is Kshatriyas, administrative class. And then there is Vaishyas, who are like mercantile class. And then there are Shudras, who are laborers. So there are these four castes, and then there are four orders of human life, like Brahmachari, Grahastha, Vanaprastha, and Sannyas. So Brahmachari is nothing but it's a again a student life where the student goes to the ashram, the Brahmachari ashrams, and under the guidance of Guru, one learns the Vedic knowledge and also learns other skills which are required for livelihood. And then one enters into a Grahastha ashram where one is married, one begets children, and then they serve together, and of course they support the sadhus as well. And then one enters into Vanaprastha life, which is like retired life. The husband and wife, they travel to different places of pilgrimage, they do a lot of service. And then finally there is sannyas ashram, where one is detached from the family life and completely engaged in the service of the Lord, completely dedicated. So this is like, so Ramananda Rai said that the principles of Varnashram Dharma will eventually uh, help one to realize the transcendental Lord or realize the transcendence. But Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that this Varnashram Dharma is very superficial. It's it's based on moral and ethical principles, but that's not the ultimate realization or the ultimate truth. And Prabhupada also explains very nicely that what is the ultimate, the highest perfection of life is to engage in the service of the Lord, transcendental loving service of the Lord, and devotional service of the Lord is the culmination of all knowledge. Prabhupada explains briefly, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu rejected Ramananda Rai's explanation or rejected that Varnashram Dharma is the highest. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Ramananda Rai to go deeper into his understanding that what is the highest truth or highest perfection for human life. Then, so this was the first. Okay. Now, second, Ramananda Rai suggested, okay, renouncing the fruitive activities or offering all the results of one's activities to the Lord. And Prabhupada quotes Bhagavad Gita 9.27. What is that? Yat kuroshi yat asnasi. That whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you give as an offering to the Lord. Okay. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu even rejected that. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, although it's higher than Varnashram system, but in this, there is no relationship between the Lord. I mean, between the living entity and the Lord. So, as we know that there are different relationship, one can be related to the Lord as a friend in Sakyaras, as a servitor, as a conjugal lover. So we can have a relationship. Everyone is having a relationship with the Lord, but only problem is currently because we are conditioned, we are in a material world, we have forgotten our relationship with the Lord. So we have to revive our that relationship with the Lord. So, but this offering the results of one's activities to the Lord, it's okay, it's good, but it's not the highest because there is one is not aware about one's relationship with the Lord. So that's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu even rejected second explanation by Ramananda Rai. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said to go further, deeper. And then Ramananda Rai, this is the third proposition. Ramananda Rai said, renunciation of Varnashram Dharma and acceptance of devotional service. Basically, engaging in the devotional service, rejecting everything. The four Varnas, four Dharmas, no Brahman, Kshatriya, Shudra, and all those four castes, and directly engaging in the service of the Lord. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that that also is not highest, because one cannot suddenly give up his occupational duties, or one's like the four stages of life. One cannot give up that suddenly and engage in the service of the Lord. One has to do that as well. So that's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu didn't accept that as also as the highest realization. Then Ramananda Rai said, okay, attainment of spiritual realization freed from material conception of life is the topmost achievement for a living being. Basically, spiritual realization, one should realize the absolute truth and then renounce the material conception of life. That is the highest. But again, Lord even rejected that one, because here it's bit what I understood, as Prabhupada is mentioning here. The Lord rejected this suggestion also because on the plea of such spiritual realization, much havoc has been wrought by unscrupulous persons. Therefore, all of a sudden, this is also not possible. So here I understand, because we see that there are many so-called saintly people, saintly person who claim to be have self-realized or attained spiritual perfection, but they are just what we call, they are just making a show of attaining spiritual realization. So that's what Prabhupada is referring, and then they cheat many others who want to get cheated by giving some easy means that okay, you do this and then you are also realized, self-realized, spiritually realized. So that's what Prabhupada is explaining here. That's what I understood. But then here comes the most important important point that Ramananda Rai makes, the final, that how one can attain spiritual perfection. So Ramananda Rai, in summary, Ramananda Rai said, by association with saintly person, self-realized soul, and hearing from them submissively is the means by which we can attain the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Now, this is very important. Here, Prabhupada also said that even Lord Brahma said the same thing. The Lord who is Ajita, Lord is unconquerable. But Lord can be conquered only when one has given up that ego, that one is God himself. Because here I found a connection. Let's say if someone is considering oneself to be God, he will never hear from a saintly person. Because who is saintly person? Prabhupada is mentioning here. The self-realized devotee is who has surrendered to the Lord fully and who does not have attachment for material prosperity. The self-realized person or the saintly person knows that Lord is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, if a person has to hear from a saintly person, because what saintly person is going to do? Saintly person is going to glorify the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Glorification of Supreme Personality of Godhead. That's why we see that the characteristic of a saintly person is they are always glorifying the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So if one has to hear submissively from such person, one has to give up the conception that one is God. If one thinks that I am God, one will never be receptive to hear the message of glorification of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, because one will be envious. So that's why here Prabhupada is telling that if, Ramananda Rai is telling and Prabhupada is elaborating that one has to hear from the saintly person submissively, and by that, by hearing from a self-realized soul who speaks about the message of Bhagavad Dharma, glorifying the Supreme Lord, one can attain perfection. That's a very important. And here in the introduction, this is page number 28 and 29 of Bhagavatam. There is one star mark. That star mark is given. Perfection of life is attained simply by glorifying the Lord in association with a self-realized devotee of the Lord. And the star mark is given. And at the bottom of the page, it is said, the International Society for Krishna Consciousness has been formed for this purpose. So the whole purpose of ISKCON, Prabhupada is writing here, is to give that opportunity to associate with saintly person and hear from them, hear Bhagavatam. So this is very striking. That's why here also at the end, Prabhupada is writing that the only thing is one has to do is to hear from self-realized soul with a routine program. Routine program, as we hear, Nashtaprayeshva Badreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Nityam, routine program. So one has to hear Bhagavatam every day. Hear or read Bhagavatam every day. One has to associate with saintly person by hearing. So this is very important. And then Prabhupada is telling that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu recommended this simple method of self-realization, which is known as Bhagavad Dharma. And the Srimad Bhagavatam is the perfect guide for that purpose. So this was the basically what we understand in brief. To summarize, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu actually Ramananda Rai proposed various ways of attaining perfection. First is Varnashram Dharma, then giving up or offering the results of one's activity to the Supreme Lord. Then third is rejecting Varnashram Dharma and directly engaging in the devotional service. And third is attaining spiritual realization by giving up material conception of life. And the ultimate answer that Ramananda Rai gave is to associate with saintly person and hear from the saintly person the about Bhagavatam, the glorification of the Lord. So by that, by this simple method, one can attain spiritual perfection. And one very important thing is, for this you need not be in any of those four caste or four orders, social order, whether you are a Brahman, Kshatriya, Shudra, or you are in any of the whatever your position. If one simply hears the glorification of the Supreme Lord from a self-realized person, one can purify and attain the highest perfection. And by that we can revive our relationship with the Lord. So I think that's what I understood, the final conclusion. And Ramananda Rai, Prabhupada writes that Ramananda Rai later Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructed him to retire from his service and come to Puri to live with the Lord. And later Ramananda Rai retired from his government job and become a personal associate of the Lord in Jagannath Puri. So Ramananda Rai and I think Sarup Damodar, they are very confidential devotees of the Lord, and they used to discuss various pastimes with the Lord in the later stages of Lord's Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's life. So Hare Krishna. So that's what I understood. Thank you. In summary, important is we got this opportunity by the mercy of Radha Vinod Prabhuji. He has given us all the opportunity to every Wednesday to hear this Bhagavatam, message of Bhagavatam. So, and that's the ultimate way of attaining perfection, by attending this Wednesday Bhagavatam session. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So thank you so much, Yamuna Vilas Prabhu. So that's a very beautiful explanation of Lord's conversation with Ramananda Rai. So before Sarvabhaum Bhattacharya, in South India tour, this is the episode happened in Chaitanya Leela. So in conversation with Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya also, there is something still we need to discuss. Let me share my screen. Tell me if you can see the screen. Can you see the screen?
Yeah.
Okay, excellent.
Yeah.
So this is look, Prabhu already explained, so the Lord further added the Mayavadi philosophy taught by Sri Sankaracharya. So this bit, the strategy behind that one, so that we discussed, beginning of this session. And if we go further, after hearing Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's, speeches, the Bhattacharya was struck with wonder and regarded him in dead silence. Now Sarvabhaum Bhattacharya understood. Okay, he is not an ordinary personality of Godhead. Yeah. The Lord then encouraged him with assurance that there was no cause to wonder. I say that devotional service and the personality of Godhead is the highest goal of human life. And then this is one thing very interesting. He then quoted a sloka from Bhagavatam 1:7-10 and assured him that even the liberated souls who are absorbed in spirit and spiritual realization also take to the devotional service of the Lord Hari, because the personality of Godhead has such transcendental qualities that he attracts the heart of liberated soul too. And if I ask, can someone read from here? Volunteer to read, please. Any of you, please unmute.
Yeah, I can read. But which part? The where it says the Lord.
Yeah, then the Bhattacharya desired to listen, whatever you can see.
Yeah, because I've got my book here. And, is that from the book?
Yeah. It is in the book also.
Okay. The Lord, after hearing the Bhattacharya, thanked him for the scholarly presentation of the shloka, and
No.
then at
Could you
the
please read the para before that one also?
the one before. Sorry. All right.
Yeah, the one before.
Then okay. Then the Bhattacharya desired to listen to the explanation of the Atharama shloka from the Bhagavatam 1.710. The Lord first of all asked Bhattacharya to explain it, and after he would explain it, the Bhattacharya then explained the shloka in a scholarly way with special reference to logic. He explained the shloka in 9 different ways, chiefly based on logic, because it was the most renowned scholar of the logic of that time. The Lord, after hearing the Bhattacharya, thanked him for his scholarly presentation of the shloka, and then at the request of Bhattacharya, the Lord explained the shloka in 64 different ways without touching the 9 explanations given by Bhattacharya. Thus, after hearing the explanation of Atharama shloka from the Lord, the Bhattacharya was convinced that such a scholarly presentation is impossible for an earthly creature. Before this, Sri Gopinath Acharya had tried to convince him of the divinity of the Lord, but at the time could not so accept him. But the Bhattacharya was astonished by the Lord's exposition of the Vedanta Sutra and explanations of the Atharama Shloka, and thus he began to think that he had committed a great offense at the lotus feet of the Lord by not recognizing him to be Krishna himself. Then he surrendered unto him, repenting for his past dealings with him, and the Lord was so kind enough to accept the Bhattacharya out of his causeless mercy. The Lord manifested him first as a 4-handed Narayana, and again as his 2-handed Lord Krishna with a flute in his hand.
Yeah, thank you so much, Prabhu. So this is, so one, very beautiful, conversation, and this is that sloka. Yeah, 1:7-10. So that's why, there in the introduction it is given Atma Rama Sloka. So this is the sloka. First, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya want to hear from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but the Lord Chaitanya said, okay, you first explain me. Yeah, and then Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya explained this sloka in 9 different ways, using his scholarly knowledge. Yeah. And then Lord Chaitanya explained to him in 64 different ways. So after hearing Lord's explanation about this sloka, then Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya understood it is not at all possible for an ordinary person to explain in such a way. Even not at all possible for a scholarly person. He himself is a great scholar. He explained in 9 different ways, but Lord Chaitanya explained in 64 different ways. That's why in introduction there it's mentioned, Atma Rama Sloka. Means this sloka says, Suta Vacha Atma Ramascha Munayo Nirgrandhapi Urukrami Kurvanti Ahaitukim Bhaktim Itham Bhuta Guno Hari. So that's why Atma Ramascha Munayo. That's why, so there it is mentioned as Atma Ramas Sloka. So if you see the translation, okay, can someone else please read this translation? Anyone else?
I can read, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
The translation is Sutta Goswami said, all different varieties of Atmarams those who take pleasure in the Atma or self-spirit or spirit self, especially those established on the path of self-realization, though freed from all kinds of material bondage, desire to render unalloyed devotional service unto the personality of Godhead. This means that the Lord possesses transcendental qualities and therefore can attract everyone, including liberated souls.
Yes. Thanks so
Hare
much,
Krishna.
Mataji. So all different varieties of Atma Ramas. So Atma Ramas means those who take pleasure in Atma. So those who identify themselves as Atma, the soul. Okay, they are not on bodily conception. Yeah. So that's what given next, especially those established on the path of self-realization. So they are on the path of self-realization. They are freed from all kinds of material bondage, and they have the desire to render unalloyed devotional service. Okay, these people are called Atma Ramas, means pure devotees. Okay, so this means that Lord possesses transcendental qualities and therefore can attract everyone, including liberated souls. Yeah, so even liberated souls also, they want to hear more and more and more about the Supreme Lord. Okay, so this is the beautiful verse. Okay, so this one Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya explained in 9 different ways, but Lord Chaitanya explained in 64 different ways where from devotional point of view. Okay, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya's explanation is more scholarly on knowledge. Yeah, but lots. So this is the key point where Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya surrendered completely. So it is clearly given here in Atma Ram Sloka. But the Bhattacharya was astounded by the Lord's exposition of Vedanta Sutra and explanations of Atma Ram Sloka, and thus began to think that he had committed a great offense at the lotus feet of Lord by not recognizing him to be Krishna himself. Okay, so that is one beautiful sloka. And can someone else read from here?
Yeah, I'll read it.
Yeah.
The Bhattacharya at once fell down at the lotus feet of the Lord and composed many suitable slokas in praise of the Lord by his grace. He composed 100 slokas in praise of the Lord. The Lord then embraced him, and out of transcendental ecstasy, the Bhattacharya lost consciousness of the physical state of life. Tears, trembling, throbbing of the heart, perspiration, emotional waves, dancing, singing, crying, and all the 8 symptoms of trance were manifested in the body of the Bhattacharya. Sri Gopinathacharya became very glad and astonished by this marvelous conversion of his brother-in-law by the grace of the Lord.
Yeah, stop there. So, do you remember before Lord, when he took darshan in Puri and he fell unconscious, and so there are some transcendental symbols, symptoms, and Bhattacharya is cross checking, is it genuine or not? Yeah, if you remember, we discussed that point. Here, okay, so Bhattacharya was in trance now. Yeah, he composed 100 slokas in praise of, in glorification of the Lord, and then now he fell in ecstasy. Yeah, so the physical the physical symptoms are given: tears, trembling, throbbing of the heart, perspiration, emotional waves, dancing, singing, crying. 8 symptoms of trance. So that were manifested in the body of Bhattacharya. So they come automatically. Okay, if people try to imitate, in a fake way, okay, they don't, that's not correct. Okay, these things come in the bodies of pure devotees automatically. Okay, so Bhattacharya felt that, experienced that one. And can someone else please read from here out of 100 celebrated?
Hare
Anyone
Krishna
else?
Prabhuji, can I read, please?
Yeah, please.
Okay. Out of the 100 celebrated shlokas composed by the Bhattacharya in praise of the Lord, the following 2 are most important, and these 2 shlokas explain the mission of the Lord in gist. Number 1. Let me surrender unto the personality of Godhead, who has appeared now as Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He is the ocean of all mercy and has now come down to teach us material detachment, learning, and devotional service to himself. Number 2. Since pure devotional service of the Lord has been lost in the oblivion of time, the Lord has appeared to renovate the principles, and therefore I offer my obeisances unto his lotus feet. The Lord explained the word mukti to be equivalent to the word Vishnu or the personality of Godhead. To attain mukti or liberation from the bondage of material existence is to attain to the service of the Lord.
Yes, that's perfect. Yeah, thanks, Sudha. So these are the two. Sumatra Mataji, yeah, thank you. Oh, Sumatra Mataji, thank you, Mataji. Thank you so much. So these are the two. Slokas, out of 100 slokas, so the two, slokas are given. One is, let me surrender unto the personality of Godhead who has appeared now as Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So he now identified, so he acknowledged that, it's, Supreme Personality of Krishna himself. Okay. So that's why, he is composing slokas in that mood. He is the ocean of all mercy and has now come down to teach us material detachment, learning, and devotional service to himself. And the second one is, since pure devotional service of the Lord has been lost in the oblivion of time, the Lord has appeared to renovate the principles, and therefore I offer my humble obeisances unto his lotus feet. Okay, so these are the two. And of course, even it is given what exactly is the meaning of mukti. Yeah. So what is mentioned here? The Lord explained the word mukti is equivalent to the word Vishnu, the personality of Godhead. And to attain mukti or liberation from bondage of material existence is to attain to the service of the Lord. If you get, attaining mukti is nothing but, attaining the service of the Lord. So this is, one, that's why the complete Gaudiya Sampradaya is based on service. Yeah, the complete, of course, ISKCON is Western name, but so ours is Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. The foundation is service. So keep on stressing on the importance of service. Service is very, very important to connect to the Supreme Lord. Okay, so this is one point. So which we need to remember, and then. Yes, from South India, the Lord again returned to Puri. Okay, so here, who will explain? The Lord requested Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and Ramananda Rai, to meet, the king Prataprudra requested Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and Ramananda Rai, okay, so to arrange a meeting with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu rejected it. Yeah, I think devotees mentioned the reasons. Yeah, so why, quoting from introduction of Srimad Bhagavatam, why the Lord rejected to meet Prataprudra. But I want someone to explain how later was Prataprudra managed to meet, or so the meeting didn't happen at all. So who want to explain that particular past time? When we visited Puri, we have visited the garden also, where Lord took rest. Can someone please explain whether the meeting happened or not happened? Anyone remember?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, can I try?
Yes, Mataji, please. Yeah.
Yes, so Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu refuses to meet kings and grihasthas, and in the end, what happened was Maharaj took a form of an ordinary person, and while Mahaprabhu was taking rest in the garden, he went and pressed his feet and he started singing Tavakathamritam, and then because he was very happy with this verse, he embraced him. Yeah.
Yes. Very good. Beautiful. So, some more addition to this episode. The king requested Ramandarai and Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. They tried to arrange. Lord rejected, and they during their request, they explained that this king is very humble, very wonderful devotee. And even this happened during Radhayatra time, at the time of Lord Jagannath Radhayatra. And Lord Chaitanya witnessed the king, sweeping the, street with the broom. So he witnessed, he felt very happy for that, menial service. Yeah. But still, he knew that, the king is very, humble and all, but still, he rejected. And then who helped? Nityananda Prabhu and other associates. They helped the king. Okay, they gave some idea. Okay, you do one thing, so after Radhayatra is finished, the Lord will take rest, whenever he take rest, so you just go and meet the Lord in a normal dress. Okay, normal, dhoti kurta. Yeah, like that. And then Lord, the king, so he just, had normal, very normal dress, just like an ordinary person. And the Lord is taking rest in the garden. And he is reciting Gopi Gita, and that is the time Prataprudra went, and he also recited. And when Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard this Gopi Gita, he fell in trance. He felt very happy, and he embraced the king. Yeah, and the king felt very happy. So here the key qualifications that we can learn from the king. What are the key qualifications? Can someone please explain? What can we learn, from this episode? What are the key qualities we can adopt?
Simple living and high thinking, to do some service.
Yes, simple living, high thinking. Very good, wonderful. Any other point? Complete humility, isn't it? The king is in a complete, so humility, and very humble. Yeah, very humble. Okay, so that is another one. Simple living, high thinking, very humble. Anything else? Can someone else? The king's devotion without ego. Okay, so the king is egoless. Yeah. And then his service to devotees, during Radhayatra time, how the king served the devotees, just like another ordinary person. So Prataprudra knows the value of association. I read many stories of Prataprudra in my childhood, because I am very much interested, in all these kings, King Ashoka, King Prataprudra, King Shivaji, all those things. Yeah. But most of the stories, when I first heard about Prataprudra in this episode, I am really surprised, because in our childhood, most of the stories we heard is about his bravery, his fightings, these things. Yeah. But I never, read any story, like this. Okay. So, but, so that's why this really touched my heart, because the king, who is completely in humble mood, okay, complete humility, egoless, yeah, pure devotion, serving Vaishnavas, and he has no desire for material gain. He is not, means, to meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu for some material gain, bless me to get so and so, something like that. Yeah. Generally, when we go for exam, so Prabhuji, I am going for exam, please bless me, please pray for me. Of course, we are ordinary people. Yeah, but but as people progress in their spiritual life, these things are, material gain. They don't ask for these things actually. And another one is king's pure love for Krishna. Yeah. So he keep on trying, and and whose mercy we required, by whose mercy the king got this opportunity to meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Tell me.
The Lord's devotee, close,
Lord Nityananda.
Lord Nityananda. Yeah.
Lord Nityananda. So here also you can clearly see the importance of Guru, spiritual master. Yeah. So Guru's mercy is very much important. Lord Nityananda gave him the idea, how to meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Okay. So that's why here also from this episode also we can clearly understand the importance of Guru is very, very required, for the soul. Okay. So this is one, beautiful. And of course, in South Indian Yatra, so two old, very, traditional scriptures, the Lord digged and found, is Brahma Samhita and Krishna Karnamrita. Yeah, this, we discussed in our group as one of the questions. Okay. So, Lord's conversation with Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, Lord's conversation with Ramanand Rai are very, very, very important for us to understand. Okay. And from Ramanand Raya is from a low caste, by birth. One point, I would like to mention, from Yamuna Vilas Prabhu's what you call explanation, that yes, 4 varnas are there, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaisya, Sudra. Okay. What is the highest to these 4? Okay, within these 4, see, from Lord's point of view, from Shastra's point of view, all are equal. Okay. They have their designated occupational duties. Okay. From Krishna's point of view, he will not discriminate based on, caste. Okay. Based on varna. Remember this one. Okay. But above this is the very important is bhakta, devotee, Vaishnava. Okay, that should be important. So any of these 4 varnas people, okay, they can become Vaishnava. So that's why Vaishnava is higher than these 4, or you can say Vaishnavas are higher than Brahmanas. Yeah, like that means Bhakta can be higher than Brahmana. A Bhakta can be a Brahmana, but a Brahmana may not be a Bhakta. Okay, if someone born just in Brahmana family doesn't mean he is a devotee. Yeah, but a devotee, he will acquire these Brahminical qualities, isn't it? So that's why Vaishnava or Bhakta, Krishna Bhakta is the topmost than anything else. So that's why don't no matter in which caste you born, in which varna you born, it doesn't matter. Krishna doesn't care it. Yeah. But if you become devotee, the life is successful. Yeah. So this is this key point, many people, that's why, we need to understand scriptures properly with the explanations given by acharyas in the association of sadhus. See, nowadays I don't know here, but back in India, there are certain people, they question why brahmanas only need to serve as a pujari in temple. Why can't you give opportunity to low caste people? Hmm? So this is caste discrimination. How come brahmanas are superior, like that. Okay, who said? Nowhere in scriptures it is said brahmanas are superior. Yeah, brahmanas give knowledge to society, that is their occupational duty. Okay, and in Bhagavad Gita it is clearly mentioned, by birth brahmana is not brahmana, so one must acquire the brahminical quality. Okay, you stop meat eating, you stop onion garlic, so you wake up early in the morning in Brahma Muhurta, and you chant the holy names of the Lord. Okay, no matter you belongs to a low caste. There are plenty of examples. We have Haridas Thakur is there, Ramananda Rai is there, like this, many examples are there. Yeah, devotee is a devotee. We cannot discriminate a Vaishnava based on caste. Okay, no, they don't want to give up their, this nonsense qualities. No, we still drink, we still eat non-veg, we do all these things, but we want equal opportunity as Brahmana, to worship the Lordships. Means how is it possible? Yeah, so that's why sadhana is important. Yeah, so that's why this is one important point. So Vaishnava is the higher than anyone else, because Krishna Bhakta, the Bhakta is higher than the Chatur Varnas. Okay, so that is one important point. So this I would like to mention here. Okay, so thank you so much for your attentive hearing. We'll stop here. Let me. Yes. Okay, so if you all can give your darshan, first we will take your darshan. Thank you, Meena Mataji. Look, Prabhu, thank you very much. Thank you, Madhavi Mataji. Thank you, Madhu Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Yamuna Vilas Prabhu. Thank you so
Hare
much.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Santosh Prabhu. Thank
Hare
you so much.
Krishna.
Nice.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Hare Krishna, Saumya. Thank you. Hare Krishna, Gaurav Prabhu. Where is Mummy Daddy?
Hare
With you?
Krishna. They are on a different thingy.
Okay.
Count.
Okay. Different. Okay. Ramchandra Prabhu. Yeah. Okay, fine. Hare Krishna, Samudra Mataji. Very nice to see you.
Hare Krishna, nice to see you too.
Hare Krishna, Ramchandra Prabhu. Pranadhatri Mataji. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna, Aravinda Netra Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
So you are okay. So you are enjoying the impersonal feature of Lord outside.
Yeah, it's a nice weather.
Thank you so much. Hare Krishna Sudha. Nice to see you. Okay, anyone would like to show the darshan of Lordships?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay.
Yes, Yamuna Vilas Prabhu. Yes, please. Madhavi Mataji? Okay, yeah. Yes. Mataji, just a little. Yes. Okay, we can see Srila Prabhupada, Parampara.
There is elephant, cows, Garudji. Hare Krishna.
Yes.
Vrinda Devi.
Okay, easy.
Gaurnita.
Sorry, I'm confusing. Is it your deities or Madhavi Mataji's deities?
Madhavi Mataji.
Madhavi Mataji's. Okay. Fine. Yeah. So purple color. Very nice. Wonderful.
Narsimha Bhagwan.
Yeah.
Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman.
Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman. Yes.
Radharani Krishna.
Radharani Krishna. Yeah.
Jagannath
Jagannath
Balu.
Baldev Subhadra. Yeah. Beautiful.
Huh? क्या behind Kalyan Perumal picture.
Nitya Kalyan Perumal. Yes.
Hare Krishna.
Yes. Yeah.
Hare
So
Krishna.
thanks so much. Anyone else?
Yeah, Prabhuji, my deities today.
1 minute. Who is it? Arvindranath Prabhu. Okay.
Prabhuji.
So,
I have Thakurji, Gopal Narsimdev,
yeah.
and our Red Gopal.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Yeah. So thank you. Anyone else?
Hare Krishna.
Okay. Right. So, okay. Let us take darshan of Radha Gokulananda. What I will do is, can you see?
Hare Krishna.
Yes.
I think. Yeah. So Gaurnitai, Jagannath Baldev Suputra, Radha Gokulananda. Okay. So thank you very much. I will stop recording. So we'll meet again next Wednesday. In the meantime, continue. So we are almost nearly 80% of introduction is completed. Yeah, keep following the questions I am posting, and keep following the answers. Devotees are posting. Yeah, so that helps really. All those answers that in case if you miss to read introduction also, those answers will help and memorize them, so that okay, end of the introduction there will be some exam or quiz, something like that, so that will help everyone. Okay, I will not ask anything apart from those questions. Those questions itself is sufficient for our purpose. Okay, so I will stop here. वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो गौरभक्तवृन्दकी।
Thank you so much, Radha Vinod Prabhu, for having this class, and your questions and all really helps people like us who don't get a chance to go through all the introduction. So thank you so much, and all the devotees who answer regularly.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you,
Hare
Prabhuji.